and it's go, go, go down under for the Australian Grand Prix. Then season 4 of Gold then, and Emerson, who pipped Eat the Cookie to pole position for the 5th time in his career there. Up till this point, Eat the Cookie has been absolutely dominating the last 2 races in Gold then, but Emerson there really stealing the limelight in the qualifying. Fantastic stuff, and you see that it was a very clean start there for guys who haven't been racing for almost 5 or 6 weeks in ALR, so fantastic stuff indeed. They're very much as clean as a whistle as we go into turn 3 as well, getting very perilously close between some cars then, but it was all fine and dandy then. Going into lap 5 now then, and it lost souls then, having a couple of issues there into turn 5, really struggling with the car. I'm not sure if there was damage up to this point anyway, but yeah, he was really struggling to keep that car pointing in the right direction. Unfortunately, that was the end of Lost Souls' race. We also had a big smash between Fireshot and Mumford, unfortunately, as Mumford was looking strong up to that point as well, wasn't he? But both out of the race then. Now coming up to lap 13, and we had a couple of VSCs at this point, up to this point as well, and Emerson coming in the pits there, and unfortunately because of that, he had a 5-second penalty for a slightest of touches on the back of Eat the Cookie, and that may have cost him the win here today. We'll find out in the not too distant future as well then. And now we're coming down the back straight as well then, and this is where Nigel and Emerson are getting very close for comfort, too close for comfort possibly, but I was loving it at this stage. Look at this set as well, Nigel having so much more momentum there with Emerson there on colder tyres in Nigel, but look at this as they go side by side coming down into turn 3. This is the closest that Nigel got to Emerson, unfortunately, at this race, and the former champion really struggling at this stage of proceedings then. Up to lap 15 as well then, Total P's then making his debut here in Gold today, was on a fantastic event, wasn't he? Got a bit too close for comfort between himself and Eat the Cookie, but nonetheless, he was on a great race up until that point as well, even locking up the car there in that AlphaTauri, of course the newest team on the Formula 1 grid. Lovely stuff indeed then. Now we also rejoin Young Lights on a fantastic race, isn't he? Of course, remember this time last season, he had a brilliant session, and once again he's doing the same again. Look how close he got there between himself and the AlphaTauri of Echo, but he squeezed through, and Young Lights is very much going to be a key player in this season's World Championship. I have no doubt about that. Talking of key players, let's go back on board with Granty, the season 3 and 2 world champion then, and himself and Emerson there. Of course, these two have got a great old rivalry, haven't they? They seem to, season after season, they seem to be fighting with each other, don't they? And once again then they're fighting away. As you see, Droffaster trying to be involved there. Unfortunately, 2-1 does not go in turn 12, and that is really cost Droffaster dear in this race as well. That's unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. And going back to Grant again, Grant and Emerson once again. Look at the shot there. That's fantastic camera work indeed then. And the Williams over Granty, the world champion, is through. But later on as well, we'll see what happens out there. Now we've got Young Lights once again then, who is attacking Dan Murphy. Dan having a bit of a quiet race in this Australian Grand Prix there, as he is just trying to get to grips there with the 2020 game. I have no doubt about that. He'll be a big factor later on then. And coming back then to Droffaster once again. He's on an eventful race, isn't he? He's outside the points at the moment, and him and Echo there really getting very feisty. And look at this as Echo there swoops through on the outside there. Now we got Nigel, the season 1 world champion, also battling away with Droffaster as well. Didn't go too well for Droffaster last time we was racing around 11 and 12 then, but let's see what we can do here as I knock the telemetry off. I'm getting too excited there. I've got to keep my hands to myself. Lovely stuff indeed then. Up to the DRS zone as well then. Is there once, and then coming up to turn 13, and Droffaster is having a good old lunge at Echo then, and oh goodness me, getting very close indeed then, but very much nip and tuck there as they come through turn 11 and 12 and Droffaster having some few issues there in the Ferrari in the later stages of the race as well. I'm back on board with Droffaster, as unfortunately fortunately for Droffaster, we're seeing a lot of him, but the rear end is really unstable at this stage, isn't it? I think the rear tyres are overheating, they've had too much, and Droffaster into the wall, and unfortunately I think that almost certainly ended this day then as well. And on the final lap here in Australia then, it is very much once again then the two championship rivals are battling away then for a 3rd season in a row then. These two potentially could be battling for the championship win once again. Granty has won 2 out of 2, and look at that though. But today is Emerson's day, as he got to 2nd position. But it was Eat the Cookie, 3 out of 3 wins there in his ALR races so far, and what incredible stuff there. And there is the final classification then. Eat the Cookie, Emerson, Granty in the top 3. Young Lights in 4th position. Good race for Young Lights, very impressive stuff indeed. Murphy 5th, Total P's on his debut 6th, brilliant stuff. Exile in 7th position, Alhan 8th, Echo in 9th position, Farf completing the top 10. Nigel, Mr. Elite and Drofdas was 11th, 12th and 13th, just outside the points. Sammy in 14th position, but he DNF'd along with, so I'm just waiting for it to get, along with Twang, Jonathan, Fireshot, Lost Souls, and and who's that? Oh, and sorry, Milan as well. All out of this Australian Grand Prix. We'll be back in a week's time then for the Bahrain Grand Prix of Gold. See you in a bit.